everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the Young People's Money podcast. I'm your host, Liana Chow. With this podcast, I aim to normalize having open and honest conversations about money amongst young people, which is important because at the end of the day, it's how our world goes round. Today, our guest is another one of my clients from the gym, Edith. Thanks for joining me on this podcast today and welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for you and for the podcast.
Thanks. I'm so excited to have you on today. I think you'll have a lot of interesting things to share. So let's get right into it with question number 1. How did you grow up and what was your family's relationship with money like?
It was pretty bad. I don't know if I told you this, but I was actually born in Mexico.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I came when I was 2 years old with my mom. My dad was actually here already. He came like pretty much right when I was born.
Hmm.
And then yeah, 2 years after that, we came over here and we were dirt poor. Like we were kind of not couch surfing, but we were kind of just trying to like save up mo enough money to have like our own little apartment, our own little place. But we would kind of stay at like a relative's house, like in their house, or like they would rent out like a little room for us. And it was like that. Probably I want to say until I want to say like 4 years old. I was 4 years old. And then we were living in a little trailer.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the little trailers that are on A Street in Hayward,
Yes.
right in front of the McDonald's. Yeah, where we used to live there.
What?
And it was actually six of us living in a little trailer with my uncles and his kid and his wife. But yeah, so we were there for about a year and then finally we got enough to move out and then rent out a little apartment.
Hmm.
And then yeah, so that's pretty much like my upbringing, like how like it was really hard, like my parents migrating over here and trying to
Hmm.
like save enough money. And that was kind of like the whole like mindset of how like money was supposed to be, like how we saw money, like you just have to save it, and like once you have enough money to save, like then you do what you could, um
Yeah.
which is terrible. It's so
Hmm.
terrible. It's one of the worst ways for you to like be able to invest your money and be able to like live comfortably with it. But yeah, that's pretty much like how I grew up. And then after college, well, once I graduated high school, I've learned that that's not a very sustainable way of living, especially like in this economy where everything is just like inflation is it's increasing by a lot.
Hmm.
And then that's kind of like what got me into wanting to learn like how to invest and um, smarter ways to spend your, well, not spend your money, but invest your money.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was just gonna ask you like how that affected you and like your career choices and like how you handle your money today. Like what was it like living in a trailer and like how did you feel about it as a kid?
Honestly, like as a kid, I didn't really care because
Hmm.
I was just happy. Like it was actually really, really good because the trailer, like the park that we lived in, it had a lot of other kids around.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a nice community then.
Yeah, and I just remember like playing like with the kids outside, and honestly like I didn't really care too much. And then once
Yeah.
we like moved out of there, we lived in the we lived in a one-bedroom apartment, but that was really fun too because
Yeah.
it's a huge apartment complex and there was just like so many kids and we would be out playing soccer all the time. So it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds like a good community as well. Like I feel like regardless of where you are, like as long as I mean when you're a kid, as long as there's like other kids around, it's like really fun.
Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah.
Yeah, so how did you said that your upbringing really propelled you towards learning more about money and like investing. Did that affect we're going to get into your career a little bit later, but did it affect like you growing up where it's like I want to do the best that I can so that I don't have to be poor?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And that actually that had a lot to do with like me making a decision to like switch over to like the career I have right now because before doing what I'm doing right now, I was actually going to school to become a teacher.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
hmm I was actually in grad school and I quit. I dropped out of grad school, which is
What?
insane. But I was studying to become a special needs teacher and I loved it. I was working as a para before
Mhm.
I went to grad school. And I just absolutely loved it, but the pay was terrible.
Oh, I bet.
It was
They never pay teachers
terrible.
enough.
No, and even as like that was my yeah, that was like me as a para, and like even as a teacher,
Hmm.
they kind of told us what our pay would be before we actually became a teacher and we were in like the grad school program. And I was just like thinking like how am I gonna live off of this? I
Hmm.
barely have enough to invest. I barely have anything to like spend, and I just I couldn't do it. But even then with that paycheck, like I was still able to kind of like learn how to budget and manage like money like just in a smarter way. But I was like not doing anything at all. Like I wasn't leaving my house.
Hmm.
I was being very, very frugal with like everything that I would spend. And it was kind of hard.
How did you get into like learning all that stuff? Like, did you just kind of want to do it on your own, or like did you learn from like people around you or anything like that, or did you see anything on YouTube?
It was actually my fiance. Um,
Oh, cool.
yeah, so he got into investing during the pandemic, like the very
Hmm.
early months of the pandemic. And I saw how well he was doing, so I kind of wanted to like jump on the wagon
You wanted a
too.
piece of that.
Yeah, so that's what kind of got me into investing. But he does more kind of like day trading.
Hmm.
Um, Compared to me, I've kind of I've learned that that's just not for me. There's a huge learning curve, and it's kind of hard to do that while having a full-time job. So I've kind of just step away from that, and I'm learning how to still invest and trade, but I do mostly like just trading like common stocks. But that yeah, he's the one that really got me into that, and then I started learning how to do that, and also how to invest in ETFs.
Hmm.
Um, and also like high savings accounts. And then I actually have a friend who he's a financial advisor.
Oh, that's so cool. You got a lot of people in your life like for good influences then.
Yes, and he's actually teaching me right now a lot about like how to just like different investment portfolios that you could have to get those tax breaks because they're terrible.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So overall, would you say that you have a good relationship with money? Like rank 1 to 10?
Right now, yes, I would say probably I would definitely not say 10 because I have a lot more to learn. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like learning how to manage my money a little bit better, but I would probably say a 7.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so that brings us to question number 2. What is or are your source or sources of income? What lands in your bank account monthly?
Yeah, so I have a full-time job as a sales agent, so that's kind of where my like main source of income comes from. And then I just closed out the year around 180K, which is a huge difference compared to like my teaching salary.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's my main source of income. And then I have so from investing I don't really count it as like a second stream of income just because I honestly don't touch it at all. I just try to like add on to it, but I don't take anything out. So it doesn't really go into my bank account.
Got it.
And then from like investing, I get what's called you've heard of dividends, right?
Yeah, dividends.
Yeah. So I get some dividends from the stocks that I invest in and I kind of just reinvest those back in. So that's what I do. And then what lands in my bank account monthly? I would say from just my job, okay, because I'm on commission, so we don't really get taxed until we do our taxes. So it's about 15, maybe 14, depending on the month.
14,000?
14,000, yeah, sorry. 14,000 depending on the month. And that's with like no taxes taken out. So I put 30% aside for taxes.
Okay, so you're in the 30% tax bracket then.
Yeah. Hmm.
Got it. Okay. So what even is 30% of like 182? Like
Uh,
30
it's
that's like $54,000. So that means your take home is about like 130.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that's still pretty hefty. That's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's a huge difference compared to last like 2 years ago. It's crazy. It's insane to me.
Yeah, how much were you making as a teacher's teacher?
Um, oh my God, I was probably around like 25.
$25,000?
Yes, and that's probably no. Okay. Before taxes, it's actually probably around 30. So what is that?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, like 20, like around the 25, somewhere around there.
Sorry, what was the position again? You said that you were a
After
teacher
public
pair
educator.
educator.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a teacher's aide, kind of, but it's
Mm-hmm.
specifically for you're placed in a classroom with students who have special needs.
Mm.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, kind of like a teacher's aide.
Okay, okay. So it was a pair, like PAIR.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, wow. 25K is like not enough to survive whatsoever at all
At
in this
all.
economy, in this state.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, like in California, I think you would need at least need like 50, right? And that would be like cutting it close, and you would need roommates.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
And being a mom, having a daughter as well.
yeah. Oh, yeah. To go back earlier, for people who don't know what dividends are, can you define them?
Yeah, so dividends are pretty much a percentage that you get back for just keeping your money with a certain company or a certain, mostly with a certain stock.
Mm-hmm.
So the dividend that I get most of my chunk from is actually from SPY, which is the ETF. And that's honestly like one of my biggest holders because I feel like my money's like the safest there compared to like investing in like other random things in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a percentage that you get back for literally just keeping your money with the stock.
Yeah, SPY is a good one. It's the SPF, or sorry, not SPF. It's the what is it? It's
um,
the
the S&P 500.
SNP. I said SPF. I was thinking of sunscreen. Yes, it follows the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in the country right now.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
yeah,
Am I right?
yeah.
Um,
That's correct.
yeah, and then over time, it has a trend of increasing 10% every year. So basically, if you leave your money in there for like decades, it's guaranteed to grow pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's a really safe bet. How much are the dividends?
it's about 1.6% right now, I think. Yeah, it's about 1.6%.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And I feel, I mean, it for me personally, like I know a lot of people don't really like investing in the stock market because it is risky. Like any investment is really risky, especially the stock market. But I feel like if you really kind of do your research on ETFs, it's the smartest route and the safest route to go.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And do you feel comfortable sharing how much you've already put away for retirement savings or like how much you have in your investment portfolio?
Yeah, so my well, for investments, for the 401k, I kind of had to like restart it when I was working, when I got my new job here.
Mm-hmm.
So that one hasn't grown too much. For the portfolio, it's probably around, I want to say from just the stock one, maybe 60,000. I want to say maybe
Mm-hmm.
8,000. And then I have another account that's for myself. It's oh my God, I completely forgot the name, but my friend who the financial advisor person that I mentioned, he actually helped me with this account. But I
Oh,
completely
cool.
forgot for the technical name from it. But for that one, it's about maybe like 10,000. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Is there a certain number that you're aiming for to like be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm all set for retirement. Like I don't have to save anymore. Or are you just gonna keep doing it until you're like 60?
Yeah, I don't really have a set number. I feel like I'm just gonna keep going and see where it goes.
Uh huh. For sure. That's a good one. I think you'll be a millionaire for sure when you're 60.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
So question number three, how many hours do you work a week and do you like your job? We want to know more about this sales position.
yeah, so my schedule kind of changes a lot during the year. So from January to the last day of March, I work just regular 40 hours a week from Monday through Friday. And then from April to September, going into like the first week of October, I work about the same, except I have every other Friday off and weekends. So about like 30
Mm-hmm.
hours a week, 32 hours a week. And then from mid-October to the first week of December, I work like 12 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
including Saturdays. So that
Ah.
know it's pretty like the last few weeks of the year are pretty hectic. But then on the bright side, after I'm done with that peak season, I have the rest of December off, which is really, really nice.
And you prefer it that way, right? Instead of having like 40-hour work weeks every week for the whole year.
Yes, I do. I actually like it because I don't know, like it kind of changes the pace a lot.
Yeah.
And I like it. I mean, those last 3 weeks are really rough, but I mean, I've never had a job where I'm able to have like 3 weeks off,
hmm
after, yeah, 3 weeks off and then like enjoy time with my family, especially during the holidays,
hmm
which is nice.
Yeah, I remember you took the entire month of December off, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. But then I saw you in November, and it was like 12-hour days, like including Saturdays. And I'm like, oh my God.
I
That sounds like
know.
it sucks. But I think I would like that better too, because like at least you have like an ebb and flow type of thing instead of just like a year long 40-hour work week every week and no breaks.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing I really like about my company is that they're super flexible with PTO too.
Oh, yeah.
So they give us a pretty good amount of PTO, and also during our off season, which is from April to September, like we're able to have the option to take a month off if we wanted to. I remember telling you I was considering like doing it, but I don't think I am, honestly.
hmm
Uh, not anymore. But yeah, it's nice that they give us that option.
So what is it that you sell at your job? I realized I didn't ask.
Yeah, so I sell insurance plans
hmm
for Medicare. So we are mostly focused on clients who have Medicare. They're retired already, over 65, or have been on disability for more than 2 years.
hmm
Yeah, so we represent a lot of like huge insurance companies like United Healthcare, Cigna, Humana, Anthem, Blue Cross, and then yeah, we just talk to people on the phone and go over like the plans that we offer.
Yeah, so what's the day to day like? Is it like back to back calls like for 8 hours a day and like you're just calling up people and being like, "Hi, my name's Edith. I'm with blah 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 company and I want to see
Yeah.
if you want to buy insurance." Is it like that or tell me more?
Um, a little bit of both, mostly. So a lot of our leads actually get provided, which is nice. So we're mostly taking back-to-back calls. We only do outbound calls when it's really slow or like the lead quality is crap.
hmm
But other than that, no, like we just take back-to-back calls all day, every day. And that's why I think I really enjoy my job because it gives me a lot of adrenaline, which is like weird for a sales job. Um, but no, it's just every call, like you kind of see it as like a challenge.
Yeah.
Um, because it is a sales position, So yeah.
Yeah, so you're like trying to convince them to buy and that's the challenge.
Exactly. But no, I love my job.
So are you like a naturally extroverted person then?
Oh God, no. Oh no. I'm not. Honestly, I feel like I'm pretty good at my job, and I like it because we don't have to do like the face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
I think that's why. But no, I'm actually very introverted.
That is really funny. Question number 4, you get your paycheck. What do you do? How do you spend your money? What's the breakdown between necessities, leisure, and savings? And then how do you split that with your fiance?
Yeah, so I get my paycheck during the last week of the month, but I don't really do any like movements. Like I kind of just let it like sit there until the first of the following month.
Got it.
Because I just kind of found like that's easiest for me. But on the first of the month, that's where I pay all my bills, which is mostly just like rent, and then my car bill, and that's pretty much it. That's the first thing I do. And then also if I have any like balances on my credit cards, I pay those off too. I've maintained like a really, really good habit of just keeping like my balances at $0. Like I don't want any debt
hmm
on any credit card. So I just do that, pay that off. And then I put 30% aside from that check for taxes. And that's pretty much it. And then like the rest, oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. So I do 30% of taxes, and then I have like a fixed amount of what I use to invest, which is about $3,000 to $4,000 on like just my like main portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And then a part of that goes towards like that account that I have set up for me and like my daughter. And then the rest of it, that's kind of like what I use to for like leisure. Um,
Mm.
so like going out, like eating, yeah, which is not a lot. We don't really like, I mean, no, actually, no, we do go out a lot, but we don't like eat out a lot, like every single like other day.
Yeah, I know you cook a lot. You tell me all the time. Um, so how much is like rent and like car payments and like groceries? Like how much on average is that?
Yes. So, rent, we're really lucky because we're actually not paying so much on rent. We pay a total of like 1450 for rent, and
Mm-hmm.
then my fiance and I split that. For my car, I pay about $1,000 for my car. And for groceries, that's the most expensive one. Other than like my car bill. I think for groceries, like we probably do, oh my God, I want to say like 700.
Oh yeah, I mean you have three people in your family to feed, so that's a lot of yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but we live with more people too out in our like in our house. So
Mm.
whenever we buy groceries, like that's why we kind of like get a little bit more than just for like us three. Well, more compared to just us three. So that kind of like racks up.
Who else do you live with?
Yeah, so we live with our my little stepbrother, my fiance's, which is my fiance's brother, and then his parents. So we all rent like one house.
And it's total 1450.
No, that's what we pay. Like that's our chunk.
Oh, okay, that's your
Yeah.
chunk.
hmm
Okay. How is that? Do you ever wish that you had your own space?
Um, Honestly, sometimes, because that's something that we're working towards is we're actually putting money aside for a house.
Mm-hmm.
But the really cool thing is that we have a really good relationship with his parents and
Oh, that's great.
brother-in-law, well, my brother-in-law, sorry. We have a really, really good relationship, and they help us out so much with my daughter too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm out at the gym, they watch over like my daughter. Whenever we want to need to run some errands, like they help us out so much. That's why we're not really like in a rush to move out. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like I feel like right now it's just a smarter move to just save up to move out as much as we could.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and then do it once we're ready.
Yeah, that's a great plan, especially considering you guys will like be able to save up so fast. First of all, your dual income, and then second of all, you have a really high income as well. So that'll the house will come really fast, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, is like my fiance, so he actually has a lot more like streams of income than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like he's working his way to to grow them,
Mm.
especially with like the business that he has right now. But and that's like another thing why like we kind of like feel like it's a smarter choice to just stay here for now until like he's able to be a little bit more comfortable growing that and then moving out.
Yeah. How much are you trying to save for a down payment?
It depends. I don't want to do like less than 20% just because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do the
The monthly payments.
yeah, like the mortgage insurance too, because
Mm-hmm.
that's really high. So it depends. Like we don't like when we buy a house, I honestly don't care about like buying a big house. I actually want a
Yeah.
pretty small house. I just want a big backyard. That's it.
Oh, okay. To like entertain people.
Yeah, like for my daughter, like to have some space. I want some chickens too.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I want some chickens, and a garden. But probably okay, I would say maybe like 100. That's kind of not even like too much, honestly. I feel like that's not enough.
Mm-hmm. That
Um,
would probably get you like $500,000 if you want to do like 20%.
yeah.
Yeah. And are you trying to like stay in the Bay? Like I know we were talking about you moving, possibly moving inland.
Yeah, so we're actually looking towards Pittsburgh area, Bay Point,
Mm-hmm.
towards that side.
It's nice there.
It is nice, yeah, and I really like the houses over there. And I feel like in the next few years, like that area has a lot of like it has a lot of growth too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we've been looking over there, but I do want to stay in the Bay Area. I considered living a little bit more towards like the valley,
Mm-hmm.
because the houses are nicer, like honestly, I feel like I have such a good relationship with my family. I feel like I would go crazy over there because I just wouldn't see anyone.
Yeah, it matters where like the people are, the people that you care about are.
Yeah, so I kind of just rather spend a little bit more on the house but stay here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then let me see. I think I had another question. Oh yeah. Do you make more than your fiance?
Yes. But he's actually he is catching up really fast. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. Yeah, he's had like a huge breakthrough the last 2 months.
Oh my gosh. A day
Um
trading?
Day trading, yeah.
That's so cool.
And then like the group that he has, like it's growing pretty fast, which is I'm so happy for him. But yeah, no, it used to be the opposite. Like when I was doing the when I was teaching,
Mm-hmm.
he would actually take care of like all the bills, everything.
Mm-hmm.
The rent, like our like any bill that we had, like he had to like take care of it. And like now that I kind of um I make more than him, like I do a lot of that I to like give back,
Mm-hmm.
because I want him to like be able to grow what he's doing and like reinvest in like his business as well. So yeah, but he's catching up.
That's awesome. Have you guys ever had any like conflicts or like disagreements over like who should contribute to what, or like in regards to like splitting expenses and everything like that, or has it just always been like sort of really natural?
No, it's been pretty natural. Yeah, I think it's been pretty natural. I mean, he's pretty much very like straightforward and like realistic too,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of helps out, but I don't think we've ever argued like over like paying bills or anything like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. When you guys go out to eat, who pays, or do you split it?
No, we don't split it. So we pretty much just like one of us will pay and then like the next time like the other will pay.
Mm.
It kind of depends. Sometimes he'll leave to the restroom and I'm like, oh, I gotta pay. No, I'm just kidding. No, we kind of just like yeah, like whoever wants to take the bill.
Yeah, that is really natural actually. I love that for you guys. Um, okay, so in terms of like leisurely spending, how much do you kind of like have left over or like set aside specifically for like going out and like, fun stuff every month?
Honestly, so I don't really have like a fixed amount. I try not to spend over, I would say like maybe on like everything in total. So like going out, like movies, like eating out. I like going to concerts a lot, so that everything in
That's
total.
right.
Yeah, I try not to spend like over maybe like 700 a month.
Holy shit.
Which is I know it's pretty up there, but like when you put together like it adds up. Trust me, I did the math and I was like, oh my God, so much.
No, I said holy shit because I make way less than you and I spend way more than that.
Oh.
That's
Okay,
so
I don't feel
funny.
so bad then.
No, you're good. That's really funny.
Yeah, no, but I try not to spend like over that amount. But yeah, I mean, and that's just me like alone, because you know how like Leon, my fiance, he takes care of a lot of things too. Um,
Hmm.
but that's just me alone.
Number 5, do you have a budget? I think we pretty much already answered this one.
Yeah, no, I try not to. I mean, I do and I don't. So it's kind of hard to have a budget because of like commission.
Yeah,
Um I don't really like I get paid a very different like very different amounts. Like I remember one month I made like 4,000, which is one of like my worst like months, and then the
hmm,
next month I made like double. So it's kind of hard to have a budget. But I try to just kind of like set that fixed amount for like investing, make sure that I have that set aside, and then make sure like the bills are paid. And then oh, I also have like a little emergency fund
hmm,
that I keep, and I put money for that aside too. And then everything else, like I don't spend everything that's left over.
hmm,
I kind of just like let it roll over to the next month.
hmm.
But yeah, I try to be a little bit mindful with like my spending for leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you have what is how big is your emergency fund?
So right now, I have maybe like 3 months worth of like
Living.
yeah, like 3 months worth of like living. No, actually, no, 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 I'm sorry. 3 months like worth of like my paychecks like for like the month.
Mm.
So yeah, and like that's enough to probably like if something terrible would to happen, if like I lost my job or like something just or I couldn't work, I think that would be enough to like get me through for a good like 6 months at least.
Yeah. 3 to 6 months is like standard, I think,
Yeah.
which is good. That month that you made 4K, what did that look like? Like, was it really slow on a day to day basis? Were you not working 5 days a week? What did it look like basically?
No, so the reason why we got paid so little that month, and it was actually something that happened throughout like our whole entire company. They had added a new rule. So we get bonuses every month, as well, apart from like our commission that we make. And
Mm-hmm.
those bonuses are based on like the retention rate that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a lot of like like customers who decided to keep the plan that you have and it's over like that threshold that they give us, then we get a bonus from that.
Okay.
If you are pretty much under that limit, then you actually get your commission taken. Um,
What?
yes, I know it's crazy. So you get your commission taken. So this rule, like they actually just said it. They said it that month. So they had that was the very, very, very first month that they had it was when we had like when I only made like 4,000. So we were all trying to like figure out how to like how to approach our leads in a way that would want them to like stay on the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much what happened. And since we were all like new to this rule, a lot of us got money taken out of our checks and it was a huge amount. So realistically, like based on the sales that I made like I want to say that month it was probably like how much? Hold on. It was like a pretty, I think it might have been like 9,000. It was probably 9,000. And then from those 9,000, I got deducted 4,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy. And we had a lot of agents that were like super pissed off because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be pissed. Like, if I did $9,000 worth of sales, like, I want that 9,000.
Yeah, I know. And that's kind of like it's like it's the hard part about working a commission job. Because things like that kind of happen. Like they switched rules like a lot.
Yeah. How much do you make in commission, like, per sale?
So depending on the season, they changed the commission. So right now, from this January to March season, you get paid about one for the highest tier. So we have like different tiers, and for the highest tier, you get paid 135 per sale.
Mm-hmm.
And the lowest tier, I think it's 107, I want to say, about 107.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you have a bonus that's based on like your retention rate.
Mm-hmm.
And or you get money taken out. But ever since like the first time, I was like, okay, this is not happening to me again.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure to have like a really good retention rate. But yeah, so it varies. That's right now during our off seasons, we actually get paid more per sale because we're expected to make less sales.
Mm.
So our company does a really good job of like making sure that we try to like have like still have a pretty good income even like during the down seasons. So they increase our sales, our payout. I think it's 150 per sale.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And then you also have another bonus apart from that one. So we have like we have to be in compliance, especially and since we're talking to like, people with like their doctors, like their Medicare, like legal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to hit all our points in compliance. And if you hit all your points, then you get a bonus from that too.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really cool. Um, that is like $100 at least per sale then. And so, I mean, if I were making $100 per sale, I'd be like picking up that phone all day. Like,
Yeah, no, it's pretty nice.
yeah, it sounds fun. It sounds fun as well, but also really stressful. I don't know if I could do that.
No, definitely. It's super stressful. I think compared to like every other job that I've had, like this has probably been the most stressful
Hmm.
um other than teaching, but I feel like the pay is kind of worth it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Question number 6: have you ever regretted spending money on something?
Oh my God, yes. So this is when I was very, very young and kind of dumb. But I spent money on Coachella tickets and I put it like all on a credit card that had a crazy amount of debt already.
No.
And I was already gonna max it out. Like those Coachella's like tickets were already gonna hit like the max limit.
She had to go to Coachella. There was no stopping
Yep.
her.
Mm-mm. I had to go. And I actually bought two tickets too. It wasn't just me. I bought one for me and my fiance, but yeah, that was terrible. It took me forever to pay it off.
How much was on that credit card?
Oh God. I want to say after that it was probably like 5,000 at least.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And
And
how much are Coachella tickets usually?
they're pretty expensive. I think
Yeah.
this year, I want to say they were about a little bit over $1,000 for two tickets. Yeah.
Okay, that's actually less bad than I thought. I thought it would be like 1,000 per ticket.
Oh God, no. No, yeah, I mean, it's pretty expensive, but if you think about it, I mean, it's 3 days.
Yeah. Would you still go if it was 1,000 per person?
No, probably not. No. Mm-mm. I wasn't
How
even
much do you
gonna
love
go this
music?
year. No, I was not gonna go this year, but my fiance really wanted to go, and then Bad Bunny's gonna be there too, and I really want to see him.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, question number 7: what was the biggest thing you spent money on lately?
I would say probably, oh my goodness, my car, maybe the down payment
Yeah.
was kind of recent. Yeah, that was kind of that's kind of like the biggest thing that I spent money on. The Coachella tickets, we just bought those too. But yeah, no, I think my car definitely.
How much did you put down?
15 was it or 10? I can't remember. I think it was actually 10.
And it was a new car, right?
Yeah, it was brand new.
Okay, and then how much are your monthly payments?
Right now it's 1,000. So, and I haven't traded in my other car yet. I've been slacking off on that because I need to fix it up. It has someone keyed my car.
Oh my god, yeah, your crazy neighbor.
Yes, yes, he keyed my car on both sides. So I have to get that fixed to trade it in. That way I could lower my monthly payments.
Right. Oh my goodness. I totally forgot about that
Mhm.
thing. And that was like totally random, right?
Yeah, it was actually random. Yeah, it was super weird too, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and he moved away.
Yeah, he moved, I want to say like a month. No, it's been more than, no, it's definitely been more than a month. It was
Yeah.
a month ago.
I'm glad that he's gone because that is a really weird thing to do.
I know, me too.
I'm curious, is there a reason why you didn't just like pay for the car like all in cash all at once? Because I'm pretty sure you could, right? Like based on how much income you have.
Yeah, and I wanted to. I actually really wanted to, but I don't know why I didn't, honestly. Um, I think the reason why I didn't was because I wanted to, like if I would have paid for it like all in cash, it would have taken away a huge like portion of like what I kind of like grew like in my investment account. That's where I
Okay.
would have like taken the money from. And then yeah, so I kind of like I decided to just leverage like the income that I have like coming in,
Mm-hmm.
use that towards the investment and prioritize that, and then just pay off the car.
Okay. Is there an interest rate on it?
Yeah, and it's actually pretty good. It's about three, I want to say it was 3 point something percent.
Okay, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. They had a deal going on for like the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was pretty good.
Got it. So you would have had to take it out of your investment account then. So do you like put most of your savings money in your investments or like your brokerage accounts rather than like a high yield savings account?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've learned that that's kind of like where I get the biggest returns from.
Okay, maybe I should start doing that.
No, it's definitely, especially with the dividends. I'm telling you, like the dividends, like they seem small because it's only like 1.6%.
But they build up.
But exactly, they build up, especially if you're just like reinvesting everything, like it builds up. And like my goal is to have like enough dividends to like pay off like the bills that I have.
Hmm.
Which is I'm like far, far from that, but that's my goal.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. I've always dreamed of like having living off the passive income from dividends, but you have to like have a lot of money in
Yeah,
retirement savings in order to like even have that much money in dividends.
exactly. Yeah, no, it's a lot. But even then, like the what you get in return right now, it's like it's I mean, it's money that you didn't have, and you got it like just from
Yeah.
your money there.
Yeah, leaving your money there. So that's really cool. What was the biggest thing that you've ever spent money on? Was it the car?
Yeah, that was my first big girl purchase, my car.
Oh my gosh, I love that for you.
I
So
know.
exciting. And you love the car, right?
Yes, I love it. This is actually, yeah, like I usually don't really buy expensive things. Like I don't like buy any like designer stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like I just don't honestly I probably just don't know how to dress, but it's I don't buy things like expensive things, and like that was my biggest purchase ever. And the reason why I got a new car like in the and to begin with was because we go on road trips a lot.
Mm.
And I mainly wanted something that was a little bit more like family friendly. That's why I chose to go for a bigger car.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of big purchases, I know you're engaged right now, and you told me before that you didn't want a wedding, but
Yeah.
your fiance did. Have there been more developments?
No, we haven't really talked about it. I don't know if I told you, but we're actually planning to like officially like get married in December.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah, but we haven't really like planned anything. Like that's something that I really suck at is planning, and he does too. So I don't know if we're ever gonna get married.
No, I think you're good at planning. What are you talking about?
No, but yeah, no, we haven't really like discussed it too much, but yeah, I really don't want a wedding.
Okay, and is it just because it's like the wedding industry is just like too consumeristic and it's too much?
Yeah, it's that. And I feel like it's just it's so much planning, like so much stress, so much money. Like there's a lot of attention like on the bride and like the groom, and I'm not yeah, I'm not for it.
You don't want to like come out in a big floofy white dress
No.
and like there's like 100 people staring at you all at once, like expecting you not to fall.
No, oh God, that sounds terrible. No, I literally just want to like go somewhere, sign a paper, and then go out and get drunk.
Yeah. But will you want a honeymoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely like a little trip somewhere. Um,
Yeah.
I can't travel outside the US, so we're probably just gonna go like to Hawaii or something. But no, definitely a honeymoon.
Yes. I think a honeymoon is like better. It's a better expense than, one big party.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. That only lasts one day. Because at least a honeymoon, you can like, you can go for like weeks if you wanted to.
Yeah, that would actually be really nice, but I'd be so terrified to leave my daughter for that long. Like I feel
Oh.
like I would probably do a week of like a honeymoon and then come back and get her and then leave again.
Yeah. And then go on another trip.
Yeah.
Question number 8. Do you wish you made more?
Yes, I
You
think
do.
yes, no. I that's something that I really want to actually focus on is increasing my streams of income because honestly, sometimes I feel like having like one main stream of income is pretty risky. Um,
It is.
yeah, that's kind of yeah, I do want to focus on increasing my streams of income, but yeah, I definitely want more, especially like living in California.
Yeah.
I feel like my income it's pretty good, but it's not like good enough to live comfortably, like own a house in a decent
Mm-hmm.
area and not have to like sacrifice doing things that I like with my family, like going out, like eating out, like traveling, going on road trips. Um,
Yeah.
like my daughter being enrolled because she's I mentioned like she's gonna play soccer and she just got out of gymnastics and those things are expensive. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
they're so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
This question is really interesting because it's like, regardless of how much you make, I feel like the answer is always yes.
yeah.
And like, 180K, like bringing in that in like 1 year, like it's unfathomable to me. And like, if I made that much, I would imagine that it would be enough. But, it really just like kind of isn't when you like really take into account like all the things that you have to pay for. And you'll have a daughter as well. So it's just like, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because it's I mean, don't get me wrong, like that's I'm really happy with that amount and like it's definitely enough to you know, like be okay and be comfortable, but I would be sacrificing a lot of things that I do and love, like enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm. So if you made more money, what would you do with the extra?
Um, I would invest more. I would
Yeah.
or I would definitely focus on growing my portfolios. Yeah, that's honestly like my main priority right
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be like a freaking billionaire when you're 60.
No, like I just no because I mean because my parents, okay, like for example, my parents they did not invest at all. Like how I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned at the beginning, like they kind of just focused on like saving. And I've like grown up and as like to as an adult and seeing like how bad that is.
Mm-hmm.
Um and my parents like they make a pretty like decent amount too, but they don't have an like they don't have like anything to fall off like besides you know like their main like source of income which is their job.
Are they still working?
Yeah, they're still working. Actually I have some pretty young parents. They're like in their late 40s.
Oh, what?
Yeah. They had me when they were super young.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess they're still young, so they can still work as long as they're not like 70, like still working.
Yeah.
That
No,
would suck.
definitely. Um, but yeah, no, and I mean I just want to make sure that like I'm good and like my daughter and like my family, like we're good when I do decide to retire.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, question number 9. You win $5 million. What would you do with it? Invest?
Yes. No, I would actually, oh my God, this sounds so weird, but I have like my dream home picked out
You
already.
do? Where is it and what does it
It's
look
in
like?
it's in Oakland. Have you heard of the Montclair area?
Yes.
Yeah, so that area, I'm in love with it. I used to work out there when I was a behavior therapist.
Mhm.
And I fell in love with that area so much. But yeah, I was like on Zillow going through houses and then I seen this house and I was like, "Oh my God, like everything I ever wanted like in a house is in here. Like it's small, it's cozy. It has a huge backyard. It has a really nice view of the Bay Area too.
Mhm.
And it was $1 million.
Oh my god.
So I would use that, but then the rest of it, I would buy my parents a house,
Mhm.
and then invest some, and then I would definitely want to donate some as well. Um, and yeah, oh my
That's
goodness,
so cool.
I
Oh my god.
don't even know what to do with all that.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of Montclair right now and it's like in the hilly region, huh?
Mhm. Yep, so
Oh
beautiful.
my goodness. Yeah, it's gorgeous over there. That yeah, you'll get that house one day. One day.
I know one day, but no, like that whole area, like not just that house, but I always like looking at the neighborhoods out there,
Yeah.
and the house that are for sale right now, and oh
Mhm.
my God, they're just beautiful. They're so beautiful.
In terms of like house buying timeline, like are you guys aiming for like this year or next year?
We still want to this year, maybe more towards the end of the year,
Mhm.
depending on like how his business goes and like my job. But honestly, like, oh my God, I even like saying this year, it's a little bit too soon for me.
That's so exciting though. It's coming up real soon, like on the horizon regardless.
It is. Yeah. And honestly, like right now is actually a really good time to buy too.
Is it?
Yeah. I feel like the houses, they went down a lot compared to how they were last year. Um,
Oh, interesting.
especially shops. I'm not sure how much the rates are right now, but yeah, prices did go down a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I everyone's answer to this question, like the whole $5 million question, they're like, I want to buy a house. It's just like, damn, we just want to like have somewhere to live, you know? We just want affordable housing. Like, is that too much to ask?
I know.
Um but I was gonna say that, you know, your comment about your parents not investing when they were younger. Alina actually mentioned that as well, and that's like an immigrant family
Mhm.
thing. Like it's normal for immigrant families when they first come here. It's all about like survival,
Yeah.
and like not like saving and like or like not having enough to save. You know, it's just like spending all of the money that you earn on like rent and like groceries and just like living paycheck to paycheck, and it's just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
um yeah, and like, so did you like adopt some of that survival mindset growing up? Like, um did you like, what major did you major in college?
Communications. So it's very, yeah, it's very not related to anything that I do now. So for bachelor's communications, and then I went to grad school. I didn't finish though,
Hmm.
for special education.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, I pretty much didn't use my degree at all whatsoever. Uh,
Yeah, like communications is like a practical major, right? Like you can do a lot of stuff with it. A lot of, you had a career in mind, or like you had a you were thinking about like what you wanted to do with that, like career wise,
Yeah,
right?
and I honestly, like, I feel like I kind of just like picked that career because it was the easiest. Honestly, like a communications degree, it's one of the easiest degrees that you could get. And I
Hmm.
kind of like only did it because I just felt like I needed a degree, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, you don't, but and that's honestly, yeah, the only reason why I went for that degree.
Um, was did your parents kind of like push you towards college, or is that a decision that you made on your own?
No, they pushed me towards college, which is why like I felt like I needed that degree,
Hmm.
even though I didn't want it. No, they definitely pushed me towards college because, especially as like immigrant parents, they come over here and they want you to have like the best life possible. So like college was something that like it was just not up for debate at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that as well. And like the thing is, it's so crazy how many jobs there are out there that just like don't require college degrees, and how many like college degrees there are that just don't pay
Exactly.
after college. So I mean, it's just like what our parents knew, and like it's not their fault that they didn't know, but it's like they put so much emphasis on education because that's important, but it's not like the only way.
Exactly, yeah. And it's crazy because like that's literally what made me like switch my career because when I was going to grad school as a teach to become a special needs teacher, I just like put the pros and the cons together and I was like, no, like there's just no way that I'm gonna graduate with 20K in debt and then go for a job that's gonna pay me like 50K a year.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
there's just no way. And that was apart from all the debt that I had already like accumulated,
Uh huh.
getting towards like getting to grad school.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. I mean, what was that like moment of transition for you, like going from being a teacher's aide, a teacher's pair, to going like, okay, never mind, fuck this, I want to do sales. Like, what
Um,
was that like?
no, oh my God. So it's crazy because I honestly, okay, so when I dropped out of grad school,
Hmm.
I didn't have anything lined up. Like I didn't even apply for the job that I have right now. I was just like so stressed out and I was like, I can't do this. Like I need to like figure something out. Like I'm so
Yeah.
stressed out. Like I can't, like I'm having a really hard time trying to like balance like school and like being a mom. And like I wasn't working. I had actually quit my job to go to grad school because the program that I was in was a residency program.
Okay.
So
So what
you
does that mean?
you had to work. So you pretty much like had like a regular like day job. So like kind of like an internship. Um
Okay. An
so you're
unpaid internship.
yeah, well, it was actually paid, but the pay was like $1,000 a month.
Oh.
Yes, which is not sustainable at all. But no, it was a residency program, so I had to like actually work regular work hours, and then on top of that, I had to have like I had schoolwork.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's what I was doing, and then so I had to quit my job to join the program, and then when I figured that like it's just not sustainable, like I couldn't do it, I was stressed. I decided to literally just like drop out.
Yeah.
And then when I dropped out, like I didn't have a job. So I was like, what do I do now? And that's when I just started to like apply to random places. And honestly, I feel like I got kind of lucky.
Mm. Was that scary? Kind of just like deciding to drop out without having any like backup plan?
It was. It definitely was. And that was actually one of the things that really, really got me into investing because I was just like on full like survival mode because I was like, okay, I don't have a job. Like, what am I gonna do? Um,
Hmm.
and I had thankfully like I had a pretty good of money, like a chunk of like money that I had put aside for because I knew that I wasn't gonna be working.
Hmm.
Um, so I used that to kind of like invest, and that's when I started to like get into like day trading.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, like I feel like there's just like a really huge learning curve, so it's not like something I really want to do right now. And then that's when I started to like apply for jobs.
Got it.
Mhm.
That's awesome. I love that you made that leap when you were just like fed up with it.
I know it was terrifying,
Brave.
but everything in me was just telling me that it was just
You had to
not.
get out.
Yeah, it was not a smart move. It was not a smart move at all.
Hmm. You know, residency programs are like wild to me because it's just like free labor, and then you're like also paying for your education and
I
like just
I
going into debt at the same time while you're
I
making like barely any money. Like, I just doesn't make sense to me.
it's terrible. And I feel so bad because the director, she was actually really nice and she didn't want me to leave and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Can't do it anymore.
Mm-mm.
Okay, question number 10. What is your next financial goal?
Um, so my next financial goal would be growing my portfolio. I want to obviously buy a house. So we are trying to put money aside for that too. But I really want my portfolio to hit six figures. That's what I've been trying to like do.
Yes.
And I'm trying to focus on growing that by the end of the year, hitting that six-figure mark by the end of the year.
Oh, I love that. That's so freaking awesome. And you're doing it like pretty young too. You're like 30 this year?
Yeah, 2020. Oh my God, I almost forgot how old I was. No, 28. I'm turning
Oh
28
god.
this year.
I literally just aged you in my head. I'm sorry. I'm like, she's so successful. She must be 30 at least.
No, oh my God, I'm so excited. I was actually like watching this TikTok
Hmm.
about this a woman who was saying that like she's thriving in her 30s, and I was like, I can't wait to
Yes.
to reach 30.
No, apparently people like really love their 30s. It's like way better than your 20s.
I know, I'm surprised because honestly, like I was pretty terrified to reach 30. I'm like, no, I don't want to get old.
Are you 28 this year?
Yeah, August.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're a Virgo, huh?
Yes.
Love that. What do you allow yourself to spend a lot of money on?
I would say my daughter. Probably.
Oh, that's
Yes.
so cute.
No,
That's such a cute answer.
definitely my daughter. Like whenever we go out shopping, oh my God. So I like whenever because I don't really buy a lot of clothes.
Hmm.
Like sometimes like I just have a certain thing on in mind and like I'll go to the store and like buy it, but then I'll just like walk out with things for my daughter. So yeah, a lot of like my spending goes like towards making sure she's good. And then we have her enrolled in like a few like activities. So yeah.
What are you really cheap with?
Mm,
Yourself and your clothes.
yes. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I would say that. Like I don't really shop too much. Yeah, definitely like clothes.
Oh my gosh. The power that you have like not having a shopping addiction, like I'm envious.
Really? Oh my God. No, you know what's funny is that I used to dress, I feel like I used to pay attention a little bit more like with like the way I would
Hmm.
dress before, but then like when I started going to the gym and like losing weight, I cared less.
Oh, you did? You didn't like want to show off your
Yeah.
new figure and like.
No. I mean, I wear things that are like a little bit more like out of my comfort zone, but when it comes to like going out, because back then, like whenever we would go out to like run errands or like just do anything, like I would always try to like, dress nice.
Mhm.
And now it's completely the opposite. Like my fiance makes fun of me because he says that I dress like Adam Sandler now.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. Oh my God. But no, I leave my house like in sweats and like like a hoodie or like a sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. If you see like paparazzi pictures of like really rich people. Like, have you seen like paparazzi pictures of like Mark Zuckerberg? Like, he looks like shit. Like, like he just like wears like the ugliest, bummiest clothes ever. And so you're
Oh,
like
that's funny.
adopting the rich people dressing habits.
Yeah, no, but I mean, honestly, I feel like it's kind of more because like I'm a little bit more comfortable with myself now.
Mm.
Like I go to the gym, so I kind of just like I just leave like
Oh,
what.
oh my God. I love that. That is such like a wholesome reason as to like why you don't, put in as much effort anymore.
Yeah, like I just try to be a little bit like more comfortable. Like I'll go out like in sweats and
Yeah.
like especially right now, it's been cold. It's been super cold.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
gosh. I love that. And you've made so much progress in the gym too. I'm very proud. You should be very proud of yourself. I hope you are.
Thank you.
Um, what would you do with your life if money wasn't an issue?
I would have more hobbies. I feel like I don't have enough hobbies that I do on that I have on my spare time, but I would actually learn how to
Oh
DJ.
my God. Oh yeah, because you love going to concerts and you love music.
Yeah. I would learn how to DJ. I would want to learn how to play an instrument.
Hmm.
That's what I would do, or I would just travel a lot.
Yeah. Do you have any like travel destinations in mind?
So once I could travel, I want to go to Tokyo. That's one of my number one places. I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go to Mexico, and Brazil too.
Ah, that's so cool. I love that. Everybody really loves the idea of Tokyo. It's really cool over there, I think.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful. But no, I watched a lot of anime, so I want to go there.
What type of hobbies do you think you would pick up besides like learning an instrument?
So besides like learning an instrument, and DJing, oh my God, what would I want to do? Oh, I have no idea.
Just learning an instrument and DJing.
Yeah. Just learning how to, I would do that. Oh, I would try to do like my own little like baking business.
Oh my God, I love
I used
that.
to bake back then. Actually, I used to sell things too.
Oh, in like in high school, would you be one of those girls who would like bring a box of like cupcakes and be like $1 per cupcake?
No, it was actually after high school.
Oh.
I would actually, oh my God, it was actually pretty recent too. I want to say it was during the pandemic,
Hmm.
where I was just like baking stuff and like selling, selling it to like my friends.
Oh my God, that's so cool. What do you have like a specialty?
Cupcakes, and a lot of like pastries too. I would actually make, so what I was selling the most was souffles.
Hmm.
Um, have you seen the pancake souffles?
Yes.
They're souffles, yeah.
Yes,
Um,
the Japanese souffle
so
pancakes. Those are hard. Those are hard to make.
yeah, they are really, really hard to make. But I loved making them. Yeah, I would do
And
those.
people would love buying those as well.
Yes, I would decorate it and put in like a really nice box.
Ah, oh my gosh, that sounds so wholesome. So no more sales then if money wasn't an issue.
No, no more sales. I would just bake.
I love how so you do love your job though, but you wouldn't do it if you didn't have to.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, just sitting like in front of a computer talking to people for hours and hours and hours, like it gets pretty draining, but I love it. It's just not something that like I would do if I didn't have to.
Gotcha. I love that answer actually. What do you wish you could tell your younger self about money?
To not be afraid, so I would pretty much not, oh my God, how do I word this? I would not think of myself as like someone who wasn't good with money,
Mm,
which is something that like kind of held me back a lot back then. I feel like anyone, like no matter how much you make, you're like you could still, like learn how to invest, or you could still learn how to, like ways to like better like manage your money, like leverage your money as well. So that's something I would tell like my younger self, like don't think yourself as someone who is not good with money.
yeah, I love that. Was there a reason why you thought that of yourself?
Maybe because like of the way I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Because we grew up in a very like our household income was really, really low. So we wouldn't really do anything like other than be at home and like that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that like my parents like installed like the like money mindset was just like you don't have enough of it, so whatever you do have, like be smart with it. Like you like just make sure you just save it and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was our very last question. Thanks so much, Edith, for hopping on this podcast with me. And it was so much fun talking to you and like getting to know more about you.
Thank you. Thank you for so much for having me. I had a lot of fun talking to you too.
Yay! Okay, awesome. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.